G'day folks, how are we all? Well, the first thing that I want to do is to thank everybody that has thrown their support my way so far. It really does mean a lot to me. I'm hoping for many more, but even what we've gotten so far is very nice. I appreciate it. Thank you. Up into the forest a bit, eh? What do you reckon? I think so. I think that seems like a lovely place to have a nice little chat. We'll find a good spot. For those who don't know, Blackstone Audio has sent me nasty cease and desist letters from their lawyers. So I've had to take everything basically down off of YouTube. All my big earners are now gone. So I'm sorry to all the folks that, were partway through 1984 or Animal Farm, or quite a few seem to listen to Brave New World to help them go to sleep, which is cool. And Brave New World has had to come off my website even. You can't even buy a copy. I think in 4 years that can go back up there. 1984 and Animal Farm are in the public domain in Australia. I thought Brave New World was, but apparently it's not. I'm not quite sure why, but I will endeavour to find out. So Brave New World has even had to come off the website. As I said, you can't even buy a copy of that. 1984, an Animal Farm, you can still buy a copy. And maybe I suggest you do so while it's still there, because I don't know how well I'm going to be able to fight this fight. Blackstone Audio, of course, has been around for 40 or 50 years. They have a lot of money. They have lawyers on staff. They can kick my ass in court just by outspending me. They don't even have to outfight me. They don't have to be right. They can just throw money at it until I run out of money, and then the fight's over. So I'm not going to fight that fight, but I will keep things up as long as I can. So I really, really do need your support to keep going, because most of our income has just been taken away. Patreon is probably a really good place to do it. In particular, the $25 tier, if you sign up to that, you have access to everything I've ever uploaded. So you can sign up to that for a month and download to your heart's content, and then drop down to $5 or whatever, and you can stay up to date with all the future uploads. Because they get, at $5 they get the current chapter of the novel and the previous chapter of the novel. So as long as you go on every couple of weeks and download the chapters, you will get everything going forward. For the $1 tier, that's really just support for the channel. It helps me out. But if enough people sign up for $1 a month, if enough people do that, then we'll be okay. Saying that, I would like to thank the people who have supported so far. On Patreon, we've had one sign up on the $25 tier, making good use of that ability to see and download everything I've ever uploaded to Patreon, I'm sure. That's Kate. Thank you very much, Kate. I really appreciate that a lot. We have a $10, which gets access to the entire current novel, no matter how many chapters have gone up. So you can download all of Dracula so far for $10, and then drop down to $5 next month. And as I said, as long as you stay up to date, you'll get everything going forward. And that's Sergeant Crom and Melkor. And we've had a bunch of $1 supporters, and I really do appreciate that, because they get very little out of it. At $1, you get the short stories once a month, and whatever updates, blog posts, that sort of thing that I put, you get that as well. So I want to thank them. Anthea M, Michelle H, Don Quixote, straight out of the novel, has come to support us. Christian EC, Jane Austen, very famous author, come to support us on the $1 level. Alpha Omega, both Alpha and the Omega, because I've heard of a guy who calls himself that. Jet G, CR, Allah, and E. They've all signed up on $1. I really do appreciate it. Thanks for your support. We need a lot more, by the way. That's it sounds like a lot, but it's a very small percentage of the money that we've lost. And for the purchasers who have mostly bought 1984 Although one of them bought 1984 and both Sherlock Holmes novels. I love that. That's fantastic. I love that you like that enough. I've been wondering whether to continue those books or not. And I will, because it's gotten a fair bit of support, which is great. Michelle T, Quinn H, Zarim M, Brian C, and Lauren M. Thank you very much for making purchases from steveparkeraudiobooks.com. Much appreciated. So thanks to all the patrons. Thanks for the customers on the website. And thanks, of course, to our YouTube members who have stuck through it. And gosh darn, I hope I can still provide a decent service going forward. We will, of course, continue with Dracula until we finish that book. We also have Tim Williams, the mighty Tim Williams. Nearly fell on my ass. The mighty Tim Williams, who played O'Brien from 1984, is currently recording his first full novel for us, which is very exciting. I can't wait to hear that. That's Around the World in 80 Days, and that should come out next year. I am currently sort of working on The Great Gatsby. I was in full swing recording that before I got pneumonia, and that kind of knocked all the momentum off. And the American accent is quite difficult to do convincingly if you're not American, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I am not American, so it's going to take me a bit of time to work back up to doing that. But in the meantime, I've recorded like 4 short stories recently, and I'm planning to do the 3rd Sherlock novel, Scandal in Bohemia, I think it's called, and I'll do that quite soon and get that up as well. We will endeavour in 2025 to increase the pace of releases. I'm going to try my best to move to a schedule where the short stories will still come once a month, but instead of coming instead of one of the chapters, they'll come in addition to one of the chapters of the main novel. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. I've been trying for a couple of years to get stuff out fast enough to do that, but yeah, it's quite difficult. We've got the writing competition to be handed in at the end of June, and that will be played at the end of July for my birthday, just before Alice and I move from Japan to New Zealand. So that's all exciting chaos times. we are stressing out a little bit about that. So wonderful timing, Blackstone Audio. Thanks a lot for that. Love it. You guys are legends, and I certainly don't hate you. So that's it, I guess. The channel is in big trouble. If you can support us, if we've ever done anything that you liked or helped you out in any way, then now is the time to show your support. Even if it's just $1 a month, we still really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody who is supporting us so far. Thank you to everybody who will support us in the future. We look forward to continuing to work and build our repertoire, and hopefully come back from this awful setback.